In this short video, I'm going to walk you through an overview of the new Microsoft Purview data governance solution. My goal in this video is not to walk you through every single product capability and feature, but rather it is to give you a broad sense of the overall solution. When we set out to build this new version of Purview data governance, our goal was to bring to you a single integrated solution for all of your data governance needs. We set out with three broad objectives in mind. The first was to make it really simple for you to manage your constantly growing physical and multi-cloud data estate. Next, we wanted to make it really easy for you to activate the practice of federated data governance. And finally, we wanted to make it simple for you to enable users across your organization to easily discover, understand, and access the data that they needed to apply for your business growth purposes. Let's first start with data management. In this day and age of constantly growing data estates, it's a very arduous task to have to govern and manage your data estate at the grain of your individual physical assets. Assets such as the files and folders in your data lakes, the tables in your databases, and your individual reports and dashboards. It's a very complicated undertaking to have to constantly stay on top of the growing physical estate and to govern and manage policies at the grain of your individual assets. Instead, imagine a world where you can organize and curate your data estate by your logical business areas, as well as where you have the ability to now use logical constructs and concepts to define and manage your policies, which can then be applied across your physical data estate. For instance, let's take the example of critical data elements, which are nothing but logical entity and attribute definitions. Here, I'm taking you to a logical attribute called the customer ID, and this logical attribute in turn has been mapped seamlessly to a variety of different physical data assets and sources that contain a customer identifier. You can now define your policies on a logical construct like a critical data element. You can define data quality rules as well, and you can have them apply across and consistently to all of the mapped physical assets. In similar vein, a business domain or a logical grouping of your data estate can also contain data products. And data products are nothing but logical groupings of a variety of different physical assets that are related to each other, which you want to be able to group and publish to your catalog to make easy to discover and understand by your data consumers. Data quality management is another example of a management capability where historically it's been a very complex workload that is associated with the underlying physical assets. Now imagine a world where you can manage your data quality at the grain of your business domains, at the grains of your logical data products, and have data quality scores computed and trickle down all the way down to your physical assets, thereby giving you a full end-to-end view of the data quality of your data estate, starting from your business concepts all the way down to your physical data assets. Let's now talk a little bit about data governance. The practice of federated data governance enables a centralized data office to define health controls that need to be managed and applied consistently across your physical data estate. While such health controls are good to define in a common taxonomy, it is also crucial to ensure that these health controls can be managed and operated by the individual domain teams, the teams that are accountable for the different data systems and the data estates across your organization. In a federated practice of data governance, the health controls can be defined in a common and consistent manner, but the management of those health controls can be federated to various domain teams across the organization. This enables you to achieve the best agility, but it also enables you to apply the domain expertise that exists in each of your organization-wide teams to govern and maintain an overall healthy data estate. The health controls are also operationalized to generate contextual actions, where users can drill into the different categories of actions and can view the actions that they have to take to help maintain and keep your data estate in a constantly healthy state. The benefits of great data management and governance eventually accrue towards a simple experience for your data consumers to be able to discover and understand the data. For instance, I can go into my data discovery experience and now use simple natural language prompts to discover the data that I'm seeking for an intended purpose. For instance, I can come in here and say that I am looking for our revenue data. And what you will notice now is instead of the catalog returning to the user a set of individual physical assets, the catalog now presents to the user a set of well-curated data products that are easy to understand and that are described using common and natural language, as well as terms that are familiar to the overall organization's business. The user can also choose to launch a copilot, an AI conversational assistant, to ask further questions and zero down to a data product that can best serve his or her needs. In this case, for instance, I can continue to build on my initial prompt and say something like, I am looking for our 2023 profits data. This prompt is now grounded against all of the rich metadata that describes my data estate and returns to me a data product that is most likely going to best serve my need, along with a simple explanation of why the data product that is being recommended is suggested to me. I can even type in a more complicated query and say, for instance, can you help me find a data set with the golden records of our customer accounts? And here, my purpose would be to build a revenue or a profit forecasting model by individual customer accounts, for which I need to be able to identify the golden records of each of the accounts against which I can build that forecasting model. Let's see what this does. So as you can notice, I'm able to type in prompts using common language that describe critical aspects of the data that I'm looking for, which include terms from my business vocabulary, as well as standard data governance terms such as golden records, all of which are well understood by the system, to look at the broad set of data products in my estate, ground the prompts against the metadata describing the data estate, and return to me the data products that make the most sense for my intended purpose. I can then click into a data product, explore the data product. I can continue the conversation to learn more about the data product, like for instance, learn about where the data for the data product originated from. I can get more information around a summarization of the use cases that the data product is meant to be used for. I can also get a sense of how long would it take for me to gain access to this data product. And finally, once I've learned enough about the data product, I can request access to it. And while requesting access to it, I can also stay 100% compliant to all the policies that have been governed and set up by the data product owner, which every consumer of the data product needs to adhere to and be compliant with. In this case, for instance, the data product owner has clearly specified the use cases for which the data product can be used. And if my use case fits one of these use cases, then great, I can go ahead and request access to the data product. And if not, then this may not be the data product that I'm seeking. Similarly, the data product owner can also set up other policies like manager approval requirements, can set up policies around data copies being permitted or not, as well as set up policies around attestations and required training that a consumer might have to take before he or she can gain access to the data. So as you can see, with this new version of Purview Data Governance, we are bringing to you a fully integrated solution for all facets of data governance, making it really simple for you to manage your data estate, practice federated data governance, as well as thereby enhancing the discoverability, understanding, and accessibility of your data estate for your growing data and AI applications.